First,
God bless
there was Dueling Citizens, now Secrets from the Inside. Author Greg Meekin nails it again. Introducing Secrets from the Inside Radio Show. Raw, unscripted, uncensored, uncanceled. Secrets from the Inside starts now.
You got me headed to the left, headed to the right, headed back and forth, but baby, it's alright. You got me going to the east, going to the west, going up and down, cause baby, you know best. All day, all night, running around, I'm never gonna stop because you never settle down. Got me shooting into space, flying at the sun. I'm never coming back, cause baby, you're the one.
Good morning, America. Good morning, world. It's September 24th, 2025, and this show is coming to you from the great state of Arizona. This is Secrets from the Inside, episode 0040. I'm Val Olson, and this is Greg Meekin. Good morning, Greg. How are you today? What is on your heart?
I love it when you ask me that. What's on my heart, Val? What's on my heart? What's on everybody's heart this week and these days and this year? And first of all, hello to everybody. This is live. This is going to be platformed on the Veteran channel. It's called Secrets from the Inside, episode 0040. What's on my heart is kind of full disclaimer up front. It's a first for me. We have not technical issues, but people messing with us behind the scenes, methinks. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. But if I do happen to say to everybody, hey, we're going to end the broadcast, okay, I reserve the right to do that. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Remember, Val, Secrets from the Inside is not a democracy. It's a dictatorship. And Greg Meekin is the dictator. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. And good morning, Val Olson.
Yes, good morning. You know, we do have some rules around here. For those of you joining, if we have some guests come in, because they do come in from time to time, we will let you know. You will hear a little bell ringing. That just means we have some special guests, and you never know who might be parachuting in. So, Greg, you do have some guests, that you're expecting. So if you want to share who may or may not be popping in this morning, we'll be ready.
It's great, isn't it? May or may not.
Right.
Make goals in life and make goals, but don't make any plans. I thought about this morning, 3:30, 4:30. Is not really making plans. I'm saying don't script anything. Don't script your life. Don't script your day. Years ago with Mike Phillip on American Radio, one of those 43 shows, I kind of scripted. I kind of got control freak and scripted stuff with him. It's his show, right? But it's Pastor Andy Combs was coming on. That's my pastor down here in Casa Grande, Arizona. Beautiful, sunny Casa Grande, Arizona. Apostolic Tabernacle of Casa Grande. So he was coming on Mike Phillip's show live. And this is not 15, 20-minute stuff. This is 2-hour long form radio with American Radio. My dear friend, Pastor Mike Phillip. So I had really kind of scripted the show, kind of like when Pastor Nathaniel Rios and I hijacked Mike's show. We literally took it over to launch the Happy Smiles Fund.
Yes.
Happy Smiles Fund. Okay, we can do a whole show on that, Val. Have you looked at Mike Phillip's incredible smile right now these days? It's incredible. Miracle. Here I go. I'm digressing already, but it's my show. I can do that. And by the way, you have your bell. That's it to ring, and really do. You're in control. You're the facilitator. Miss Val, our military radio gal. You're the facilitator, so you can give me a heads up if someone has parachuted in backstage.
Yes.
Possibly a couple here that possibly might pop in. That old Sheriff Mark Lamb, the guy with the big old cowboy hat, that guy. He might pop in, but I think he's doing his own podcast today. So I hope that means we're competitors at the same time slot. Let the trash talking begin. And the second person coming in might be, as usual, he always has an invite. He has a default invite because this is his network, which is the Veteran Channel. I'll have you, kind of summarize that later, Val. But we might have Captain James McCormick parachute in. He is in Washington, D.C. He is the executive director of government affairs for the Vietnam Veterans of America. Very busy guy. Very busy guy. I won't even say he's busier than a set of jumper cables, Val. I won't go there with you today. I saw your bell. That's to let me know if someone's backstage. My hearing is terrible. I've lost 2/3 of my hearing and 3/4 of my brain. But if someone does pop in, ring your bell. And once again, disclaimers up front here. If you, by any chance, Val, misbehave today on air, I am going to, the dueling citizen I am, because I've dropped the puck. We got people from both sides tuning in. We're hopefully going to come to common ground, punch each other in the nose on the ice, and go for a beer after the game. That's the way it should have been. That's the way. Anyhow, but I do, just in case you misbehave and you overuse the word communist or something, I've got my whistle here, my referee's whistle, and I'm going to do this.
Do it one more time. One more time.
Could you hear that okay, Val?
Yeah, the second time. That means business. That means business. But I'm everyone's friend around here, and
Yes.
I have tea today.
Do you?
And I will make sure that we are both well behaved, and I will try and keep us compliant and on the airwaves this morning. And we just want to say a big good morning to our heroes. There are lots of you out there, and so often you do not get the credit that you deserve or the recognition. And my goal in life is when I see you in real life, I look you in the eyes and I say, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for taking such good care of us here in the community and in the world. And just a special good morning to all of you in service. I'm getting the chance to get out there and just meet some world-class vets. And I hope that we're going to build and brand our show into bringing them into these broadcasts and sharing their stories with you, because so many, they serve and then they come back into their communities and they're doing these amazing things to help just make life better here in the United States. And so that is my goal, is to start sharing with you some of what they're doing. They keep it under lock and key, they never want to say, oh, I'm donating so many hours a week to this project or that project. But that's my job. That's my job, to interrogate them and get it out of them and then get it on the airwaves for you.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do. There are going to be a lot of people that need to catch up today, or at least can catch up, because we've been doing this for 3 years. This exact format, what we didn't have 3 years ago, we didn't have our pretty faces on the screen because we were just at Twitter. We were in Twitter Spaces, audio only. Boy, I'll tell you what. So I'd really say right now, Val, let's go as slow as we want today. And I'm saying that even to myself. Let's go the way it was the very, very first time on air with you, which was your kitchen table. We sit around, we have coffee or tea, or last week you had water because it was rapid deployment. I don't think you were happy about that, but or we have what Val. Q Val. What is this, Val?
Chocolate milk.
Yes.
Or Vico, as we call it in Saskatchewan and Alberta.
What do you call it?
Vico.
What are you talking about? Spell that?
That's what they call chocolate milk. Chocolate milk in Canada, but specifically Western Canada, is called Vico.
How do you spell that? Okay, we're American.
Yeah, VI-CO.
What does that stand for?
I don't know. It stands for chocolate milk. They would not answer to chocolate milk. You had to say Vico. So speaking of things being hijacked, chocolate milk was in the 80s.
Val Olsen, this is chocolate milk. Okay, this is called Shamrock. Yes. Not even Shamrock chocolate milk. It is the great big packaging. Okay, I think I'm already halfway done because I got this yesterday afternoon. We'll go
Wow.
into the fact that I'm addicted to chocolate milk, and then I put it on the floor. Don't tell Deborah that I actually put the chocolate milk on the floor.
I know. I'm just cringing. You're
listen.
like my 20-year-old son.
The job of mothers is to cringe when they're raising their boys.
Yeah.
To whatever age, even when they're in their mid 30s. Okay, like certain twin boys I won't talk about. I joke, I raised twin boys. They're now 36, and I'm still worn out from raising them right to this day. There's always one out of three. Okay, that's another show. But to my two other boys, Tanner and Colton, I say, gosh, I'm running 67% success rate with my boys, 2 out of 3, right? So that's a story. Oh my God. Val, how do you do it? How do you do it? This photo, I can't believe you pulled up this photo. This photo is from, you won't believe this, 2003. And that's a family that owned an ice arena in 2003. As a family, you could go left to right. The little one, already with a cocky look on his face, Carson. And then the second one that's the old guy before he was so gray. Next one along is Miss Deb. That's Deborah Meakin. That's the hero of all time in the history of mankind, ever, ever, ever. Oh my God! Sorry, Tanner's tall. Tanner's the tall guy. We've done entire shows with him. He's on my YouTube channel. And guess what? The third one over, that's Colton. Colton Meakin, the rock star. Colton Meakin, the quiet twin. He didn't say boo till he's 5 years old. And now he is. Get this, Mel. Get this. That little one on the right with the ball cap backwards, he is the most successful Meakin in the history of our generations.
Wow.
He is a finance director for a beautiful RV chain, La Mesa RV. He's based out of Fort Myers, Florida. He is the most successful Meakin from an earnings standpoint, a success standpoint, even more, get this, you'll love this, Val, than his dad. But then again, I texted him back. This was a couple weeks ago where we were comparing how great we were, right? And he's 36 years old. Anyhow, I texted him back and, I said, Colton, I followed Mike Russell's advice. Mike Russell, radio guy down here. Don't even plug him or anything, Val. I'm going to talk to him soon. Mike's going through some evolving times, like a lot of us are, with the craziness going on in the world. But Colton, I texted him back. I said, oh, you know what? I just did the math. Mike Russell always recommended to me that if we do the old guy stuff, in my day, I did this. In my day, blah, 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 blah. And so I said, well, in my day, I earned this amount in a year. And I actually factored in for inflation and time. I didn't realize how long ago it was. 25 years is a long time. But
yeah.
I said, oh, dude, I earned more than you if we factor in inflation. So we're going back and forth whether Colton or Greg is the top Meakin business-wise. But I'm talking in the history of our generations. Going back to the 1600s. Boy, I didn't think I was going to go there today. Val, do you have a quick minute before I kind of go into things? We've gone over the chocolate milk because I'm desperately trying to gain some weight. Good news. I'm up to 141 now. I was like 137, 138. Imagine that. Before I started my chocolate milk regimen. True story. You just can't make that up. But Val, take a quick minute. Say hi to everybody. Honestly, there can be a lot of people that hear this for the first time. Just because you and I have done 75 shows, 100 shows, whatever we've done, I'm going to treat this like the very first time where let people know who you are. We're not making any big plans for the show. We don't have any drop-ins yet, right? No parachutes?
Not yet, but I have
Okay.
sent out invites and I will let you know. You will hear that bell ring. So I'm Val. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Val.
I am the facilitator.
Just a sec.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I love interrupting you before you start. That's actually a tactic. But anyhow, I do want to say, and this is kind of again to the folks who who are hearing us for the first time. By the way, shout out to, you won't believe this, Val, Cruz Morgan, C-R-U-Z, Cruz Morgan. Cruz is up in Washington State, still in Vancouver, Washington, I think. I lived there for a while, right across the water from Portland. Cruz is watching today. He's shouting out. Cruz was the very, very, very best friend growing up of Colton Meakin. Okay, so we're connecting people already. Cruz, thank you, man. Cruz says, "Good-looking family." in the arena photo. Boy, there's an entire episode for that arena photo. That photo was taken by Joey Granado. Credit Joey Granado, who's the brother of Cammy Granado. Cammy Granado is the Wayne Gretzky of U.S. hockey. But Cruz, great to see you. Also, guess who's here? You won't believe this, Val, but Grizz Paschke, our
Hi, Chris.
resident SRF Stark Raving fan. I will stop puck hogging here, hogging the mic. Take a minute or two, Val. I'll take a break. I'll have some chocolate milk, but do what you do for the next minute or two, okay?
Okay, well, I just want to welcome everyone. Grizz, special good morning to you. I have pre-booked Grizz to join us in February. So mark it on your calendar. There's a very special date in February, and I have him locked in. And we're gonna just hear some amazing stories and also things that he's involved in his community. And if you are a vet watching this morning on the Veteran Channel, we are on Roku, Apple, Prime. Please reach out. We are recruiting here, and we believe that after deployment, it's time for redeployment. So take a minute. Retire means you just put a new set of wheels on and then you get right back at it. And we need you. We have so many projects on the go. We are connecting you to things that actually work. So we're taking problems and we're dissecting them at a granular level. We're plugged into meetings. We're plugged into what's going on from DC to Canada to Russia to everywhere. There is no place that we aren't willing to go to get you information, facts, and solutions. And so that's what we do around here. And we need you to be a part of that rebuild. So if you are law enforcement, military, our oil and gas workers of America, you guys matter. And it is just an honor to be here and in service. I am your military radio gal. So if there's anything that we need to know about communication wise, you can get that to me, and I'm easy to track down. At Home Media Mom. I'm on 24/7. There's no sleep around here. Ready for rapid deployments 24/7. So find me on X. That's the easiest way to reach me. You can private message me, follow me, drop me links or emails, whatever, and I will get back to you. Over to you, Greg. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful introduction. What a wonderful introduction. Side note, digress of the day, right, Val? First, and that's kudos to you and kudos for me for rallying to get this show done and live today.
Yes.
Anyone who has ever done live radio, especially scheduled like we do. We don't just go up and record podcasts or whatever one we do. We go Wednesdays, 9:00 a.m., hard start, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We do it and we keep doing it. We'll be here next week as well. But to air a show like this, we will literally could have another show on airing this show with what went behind the scenes, both with you and with me. One regarding health, and the other, it was just a real challenge. Okay, but a triple side note is the interesting thing to me, since I've been broadcasting, and we've done such a myriad of different networks. We've been in England. We've been in Edmonton, Alberta. We've been in Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Shame on me. Reno, Nevada. We've been big in Phoenix, Arizona area. And what amazes me is I only find out after the fact that people monitor your show, or they listen later, or that, whatever. I'm going to be diplomatic today. But I know for a fact, this goes back a ways, but I know for a fact that Captain James McCormick and me, when we were broadcasting, we were monitored on 2 consecutive shows by, guess who? Trump, the Trump office, Trump folks. I don't think it was him personally, but you never know. We had 2 shows. And all I'm saying is you never know what your reach is going to be. Just stay consistent with what you do. Do not give up and stay consistent. You just won't believe what shall I say heights you reach, or what your breadth is. I love that word, breadth. BREADTH is a great word. But we have some stuff to get to this show. Looks like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Val, we're like 25 minutes into the show. And we always plan for 59 minutes or less. And but we also can throw out the rule book there. We've had shows planned for 59 minutes that turned into 3 hours and 17 minutes because that's what it warranted. The content warranted. In order to be successful on media, you have to be entertaining. It's got to be entertaining. People don't tune in if it's not entertaining. And also, I love this one. Make sure no one knows what you're going to say. Even like to this minute, you, Val, and me, we could say stuff that would blow people away. But actually, it's really the brand. It's called Secrets from the Inside. It's called Secrets. You know, because I believe wholeheartedly in keeping secrets. I say that not lightheartedly. Is I believe a secret can only be shared once. After that, it can be gossip, innuendo, propaganda, etc. I have joked in the past, many times over the decades, the reason why I have garnered so much respect over the years and decades by CEOs and celebrities is because I can keep a secret. We all know secrets about kind of everybody we know. But maybe it's an age thing as I'm cruising down Route 66 years old. But keeping a secret and then knowing when you do reveal it or publish it or air it or talk to your local buddies at the tavern to just know and expect that it's going to be spread across the world. Just live in a small town sometime, Val.
Right.
And often when that news is spread, it's not news anymore. As I say, it's gossip. It changes, just like that little game where you tell a secret through 10 people. We did that at Saturn. And it comes out completely different to what the original secret was. So the rule of thumb is don't share secrets. Don't share. They're your gold. They're what's unique about you. Everybody, like in the Titanic, a woman, I love this at the beginning with the old lady, you know, a woman's mind is an ocean of secrets. And I think that's the case, you know, with all human beings. I really do. And my message there, and it really is, it's hard to abide by it every day, Val. But no one to keep a secret, no one to keep it to yourself. And 99% of the time, you keep it to yourself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Go ahead, comment on that.
I think too, it's how you're wired. Like I left mainstream media because you could see the problem. And if you are someone wired to want to really make a difference, it's not about, chasing and releasing, and if it bleeds, it leads, and all of that. But if you truly are wired to want to be part of finding a solution, you understand that, it's not about just putting information out there. It's very, very dangerous. Look at the power of propaganda. So many people today are not thinking through problems, crisis logically. They're relying on others to do that for them. So, I kind of think as a guardian of information, it's very, very important that people with honesty and integrity begin to rise up, because our information warfare, which is really should be, the Department of War on top of things, as we watched what happened in New York City yesterday, just with our telecommunications. It's so, so important that high integrity individuals are recruited to that, because it becomes national security issues. That's what brought me into this realm that I'm in now with you, and recognizing you can't just put all information out there. That's not how it works. And so many scams, so many people,
Right.
aren't thinking through things. Like, look at even your identity, your voice can be,
Oh,
hijacked.
uh,
Things can come on, so it's a new way to navigate. When How do you authenticate, right? How
that's
do
right.
you authenticate real from fake? And so I feel very passionate about that, and
Right.
just building a system where we have the ability to authenticate who we're bringing on,
That's
and
right.
keep it pure. A pure stream
Oh
is
my
like
God.
gold today.
Oh
It
my
really
God.
is. So to have this channel, to have this platform, I was
Yeah.
thinking of that last night. Just honestly, how grateful I am to be here alongside of you, Greg, and our guests that parachute in, and our guests to come that will be here in the future. This is really just, a pure stream where we have all the tools in place, and we have people behind the scenes that are
Yeah.
just keeping this as ready for rapid deployment, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's going on. So that's the best way to put it, is there's a level of quality here, and we're in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday, rain or shine, we're here for you, and it could be at any time. Our record is, I think, 7 minutes from the
7 minutes. Yep.
7 minutes, yeah.
To take over a
So
national show that was based out of West Virginia, take over a national show and rebroadcast it, 7 minutes to 125,000 military veterans. Back
yes,
to you,
yeah.
Beth.
Yeah,
Uh,
so our potential is really large, but I look at it as I broadcast here for our future listeners, because history will show the record,
yeah.
and we have been able to keep that. We're ahead of things. We're ahead of
Yeah.
the news. Where new news gets its news.
That's right.
But most importantly, in the present, we really are here as a
Yeah.
bridge to our vets, just to let you know, we're with you. We're here for you. We're actively recruiting. So don't forget
Yeah.
that part. That's my job around here, chief recruiter.
Oh, I
And
love it.
I
I love
don't you use retirement as an excuse. I will not allow that. We need you. We want you, and you are welcome here. So thanks
it. Boy,
to our vets, our heroes. You are heroes around here, and we salute you.
which anecdote do we start with? When you said that, don't retire, a lot of stuff there with Sheriff
Not allowed.
Martin, not allowed, because there's always a backstory. The backstory is when I met you 4 years ago, forget wanting to retire. I was giving up. At 61, 62 years old because I couldn't walk. I couldn't barely walk, needed a hip replacement. My folks up in Canada just can't get those without a 3-year wait. Another conversation, but the stories, Val. I've tried or thought of giving up 100 times in the last 5 years. But it's whether you bring it to the table or not. And what I'm finding, especially with my older friends, is not only are they not retiring, they are, yes, retiring. They are redeploying. And there's almost a theme with older guys, and I put myself in that category, is it's almost a race for us right now. We're in our 60s and late 60s. I know a couple guys that just turned 80 and they're still going. It's because when you're young, you think you're going to retire and sit around and go to the Bahamas and all that stuff, but actually you don't. You don't. And this is not everybody. This is not all older people. A lot of older people truly have given up, and my heart just reaches out to you there because I've been there. But most of the older guys I know, and I'll give you an example in a second, they're completely starting from scratch, realizing how what a resource they are to younger people and whatever profession they were in. You know, the Andre Fourniers of the world, and he's more valuable now in his 70s than he was way more valuable. He's a hockey kid from Montreal, so anyway, way more valuable now than he was when he was a garbage hockey player. But these older guys, what I found is not only have they not retired, they're working more, but working more on, of course, quality over quantity. A lot of it's quantity and stuff, but it's really using your resources, using your knowledge, your smarts, your wisdoms, to teach younger people and to get it on the record. Like my favorite example, I've been asking him for 10 years, 15 years, if he was going to slow down, because he said he was going to retire. Talk about health scares. I mean, this guy was on the operating table, man. They almost lost him. His name's Dave Stubbs. I only share this because it's public record. Dave Stubbs is the #1 hockey writer, a professional hockey writer in the world. He works for NHL.com, little tiny organization there, the NHL. He's based out of Montreal, but I keep saying to him, didn't you say you're going to slow down? You know, he's off of memory here. He's a way, way older guy than me. So I think Dave's like 68, around there. And I've never seen the most incredible work pouring out of his typewriter, his keyboard, ever. And I'll be the first to say, I tell him this, I don't have time to read all your content, but every single day it's amazing, his content. And sadly, another conversation is that all he's doing every day now, Val, is writing obituaries. Our hearts are broken every day, because this is my generation, when we see our childhood idols die. Ken Dryden broke my heart. It's kind of like what Tom Petty did to the music world. You say, well, he's not supposed to die. You know? But sadly, Dave Stubbs writes, he'll be the first to tell you, he writes more obituaries than he would ever care to. We wish we never had to write anymore. That's why I tend to write prelegies. They're called prelegies, which is writing tributes before people have died, because I've just lost too many people over the years. So that's a shout out to my friend Dave Stubbs. And a lot of these older guys, oh, God bless you, Val Olson, Dave Stubbs. Look at that dapper guy. Look at that dapper guy. Dave Stubbs, it's so funny. I can't believe I'm shouting out here, but it's great. I love it. His little trademarks is his bow ties, are his bow ties. That's a signature. And I've caught him a couple of times over the years saying, where's your bow tie? Where's your bow tie? But if anyone, honestly, I'm going off of memory here, look up Dave Stubbs. I follow him on Facebook every day. He just did a sad eulogy for Bernie Parent, Bernie Parent, legendary Hall of Fame goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers. I watched Perrin play live dozens of times. The old Montreal Forum. And again, that's kind of a Tom Petty thing. You say, are you kidding me? Bernie Perrin is dead. So not morose, just shouting out to people that we care about, and to all you older guys. If anyone thinks that life doesn't change after 60, the number 60, by the way, that's in the book, 60. It's challenging when you get older, believe me. But there's some real peace to it, because you really do. You see the game slows down. You see things much more clearly than you did. The 100,000-foot view, or as I'll write soon, the $1.50 club, 150. That's a notch higher than the 100,000-foot view. This has been, I thank you as ever, Val, for letting me do a little monologue. I never honestly plan on these little rants. I prefer to turn the mic over to people that are much smarter and much more talented than me. But I do appreciate that time. And I do reach out as ever, especially to so many of our military friends that are older or old in their mind. I know a lot of people have given up in their 20s and 30s. I know I did a couple of times. So if anything, back to you, Val. Again, I rambled a little bit more, but just whatever thoughts you have. It's now 20. It looks like it's 40 minutes after the hour, and I do want to come up with do some bulletin board kind of checklist stuff of shout outs.
Yep.
Very, very important stuff coming up. Very important stuff coming up. This, though, officially is Secrets on the Inside, episode 0040, Campfire Chat. And sadly, there was way too much going behind the scenes, including some of our guests that are not available. So I like catching up here, at least saying, hey, here we are. I did a press release a few days ago saying we were going to be here, and we're here. And we're here on all these platforms. But I'm thinking next week, likely we'll do a part two of this show, because I'm going to give you a second or two here, and then I am going to talk about Charlie Kirk a little bit. So go ahead. Back to you now.
Okay. So yes, I am going to quickly comment on your $1.50 club, how to get there. Right. The thing is, I think to the $1.50 club, it's not pending on your age. It's your ability, your depth, and where you're willing to go. But the condition of your mind and your heart are key, and how much hope that you have and that you carry. And I think we can't say enough about that. Hope is a choice. You can't go to the store and buy a bottle of it. You have to find it from somewhere. So I come back to those very basic things, and just your ability to choose. That is personal sovereignty. Personal sovereignty is you decide, you choose what you think. No one's going to tell you how to think. No one's going to take that away from you. But the condition of your mind and your heart is really dependent on you and what you choose. So it's not age dependent. No excuses around here. So that's my 2 cents. Greg, I do have an incoming email here that's just arrived, hot off the press, from your friend Wendy. She has shared a very precious picture from Dorval Metal. So I don't know if you want to go into that, but I can definitely get set up to share that if you want, as well as, so I'm going to hand it over to you, and you just lead with what you want to talk about, and I will follow along.
Wow, how cool. How very cool. Wendy Tepley. She just sent you an email with photos hot off the press. Shout out, Wendy. Shout out to you, Wen. IT Wendy, my God. Look at that. The Berks Medal. I'll go straight to it. I knew Wendy Tepley in high school. Wonderful, since in the old days of Dorval, Quebec. This was graduation. I didn't know until a day or two ago. Wendy Tepley won the Berks Medal, BIRK ''S medal, and it was for basically leadership at Dorval High. She was the gal. She was the gal who did everything, organized everything, the fundraisers, scheduling stuff. Always volunteer, mandatory volunteer. But she was that gal, and it's funny because she still is that gal. She's exactly my age. I won't share that age, 66. But she, oddly, and not oddly, but coincidentally, she's come full circle in life, where she's still that gal. We had Wendy Tepley on, Val. We had Wendy Tepley on for one of those 3-hour marathon shows, and she was one of the guests.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to belabor like our history and talking with Wendy and all this stuff, just to say that I'm so thrilled to just continue to be connected with her. And at Berks Metal, interesting, Berks was the jewelry store at the Dorval Shopping Center, Dorval Gardens Shopping Center. We're talking back in the 60s and the 70s, Berks. And Berks was the Rolex brand of Dorval, as far as just that's where you go when you get your engagement ring, your wedding ring, your divorce ring, whatever you do, you go to Berks. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. That was probably the top award for the high school. And yet Wendy Tepley was one of the quiet ones. She was one of the quiet ones. She just happened to do everything, and she happens to be doing everything now. I joke that back then, you were a star, you were a shining star. And now, in 2025, you're a superstar. You're a superstar, Wendy. So we might have her on a future show. As a matter of fact, small world, I'm going to be doing a Dorval, Quebec show. Val. There's just too much flowing in from Dorval, funny Dorval High School, and all that stuff. But I'll let you finish up on Wendy, and then on the Dorval thing, I want to talk about my old football buddy JB Wiley, even if
Okay.
it's for a minute or two. But finish up on Wendy there. Show's getting fun. It's quarter till the hour. I don't know if this will go right in just another 15 minutes or whether it'll go longer, because it can go longer if I choose to, right, Val? So go ahead. Have fun.
Yes, Wendy does amazing things. So she is sharing a lot. Actually, she'll talk to you about just your potential, and she is studying. Actually, my last discussion with her, just studying. Really how the brain works, how your personality works, and so next time we have her on, I definitely want to drill her on how her classes are going. But I would love to hear JB Wiley has a new book out, and you have been reading it. You've been out at the watermelon patch
Oh.
in the morning. And so,
Yeah.
without further ado, just take a minute. And of course, JB Wiley is another connection. It's like all roads lead to Dorval High. You cannot escape it. All roads lead to Dorval High. So, take it away, Greg.
Thank you so much for that. And a side note, kind of a bookend to Wendy's thing, Wendy's conversation. We're going to have her in for a full show. I'm not saying this stuff fleetingly because she's got a curriculum right now, and she's off to the races with maybe some of the most amazing. It's called self-help. What I'd call it self-fix. But so we're definitely, this is a rain check for Wendy. And I think last show, I said we're going to do a rain check for JB Wiley. I have imagine this. I have his like awesome book. Okay, awesome book. JB Wiley on the screen right there. Goodness gracious, that photo came out of the first, oddly and once again synchronicity, one of the earliest kind of tributes I published. It was in 2018. It's going back to my e-magazine, Secrets from the Inside. E-magazine. That's JB Wiley right there. He's an older guy in that photo, and now I know he's even older than that. But once again, synchronicity wise, this book is really, really, I'm going to say it cliche, really taking me back. And everybody I know out there, most went to school. They have elementary school memories. They have high school memories, maybe even some college memories. Imagine that. But I'll tell you what, I like it. This is ad lib because of all the books I've been reviewing, that's all I seem to do. I have one here that's JB's. I have one right here that I'm backlogged on, and that's 10-7. That's good old Sheriff Mark Lamb. I have this one that I finished up, which is Battle Tested Faith by James McCormick. And then I have 2 or 3 others that are piled up for some reason. I love to write book reviews. And I'm reading through this J.B. Wiley's book, and it's as short and sweet as you can get. Like, it just breezes through, even the simplicity of the cover. Don't ever judge a book by its cover, because this is really simple and it's an easy read. It's beautifully just you call it a quick read and stuff. You can also call it bathroom reading, like my book, where you can just go in at any time, any paragraph, whatever, throughout. And what you'll hear is, you won't just hear J.B. Wiley's memories, although it blew me away. It actually just shattered me a little bit, because there's so many things I didn't remember. And I'm halfway through the book, and I don't think there's one person in this book that I didn't know personally, or one street that I hadn't ridden on. And again, everyone out there, this is your high school stuff. This is your high school memories. This is American Pie. And I'm only halfway through, and I'm not struggling with it, but I'm really only able to read about 8 or 10 pages at a time, because I have to kind of close the book and absorb what I know to be real memories. And like, I was there. He was a year older than me, so there are a lot of stuff, a lot of experiences and stuff that he had that I was a little younger, so I didn't have. But I do plan on, no matter what, I plan on having J.B. Wiley on, and we're talking about a true 1 hour long form, let's have a chat conversation. Because apart from everything, this guy, I've admired him since, again, I admired him forever. He was the hero. He was, in my opinion, he was the best junior football player in Montreal. And that's my opinion. But that piece that I had written in 2018, it was shouting him out because he was really going for it in life, and he had gone for it in life. This is a guy kind of like Wendy, did everything, tried everything, whatever, worked on his Maslow list every day. He wakes up in kindergarten every day, and then later in life, he becomes a stand-up comedian. People say, "Oh, I want to be a writer, I want to be artist, I want to be actor, I want to be a comedian," but very few do. And he took comedy seriously, like my other friend Jim Jerome, Jungle Jim Jerome. These guys are serious, studious comedians because it's really an art form. So again, once more, a longer monologue on that than I thought, but really a tribute to my buddy JB. We were both, according to us, each of us, we were both dazzling football players. But I'll let the statistics speak for themselves there. Thank you on that. Seriously, Val, you're kind of prompting me today into these unscheduled.
I am. I'm going to give you a time check. So we have about 10 minutes, and I know you wanted to touch on a couple things. So I have you ready to go. So without further ado, campfire, or do you want to give an update?
I'll just take the mic a little bit. Imagine that. To get a few things, just again, like we did last week, off our list a little bit. But I'm going to say right now, like, forget the 1 hour. I don't even want to worry about watching the clock right now because there's such important stuff to talk about. But I guess the first thing I'm going to say is, and this is what I woke up to this morning, I'm saying, go back to 2005. In my mind, 2005 math that's 20 years ago. Job interview. Me for Toyota. Me applying for a job in Vancouver, Washington with Toyota. At the time it was Vancouver Toyota. And long story, full episode on that. But I think I was 46 years old and I was beat up. I was at the end of my rope in life and starting back in the auto industry, entry level, like truly as sales, whatever, entry level. But the person I want to shout out here is Joel Whitehead. It's not Whitehead, it's Whitehead, Whited, Joel Whitehead. He's originally from Chicago, but he was a sales manager in the auto industry. Imagine that, the auto industry, Val. He's one of the best sales managers I've ever worked with, and technically he was going to be my boss. I was applying for an entry level position, and he was from Chicago, and he had experience. He's also a music genius. With he's the guy that you'd meet in an old record shop, owning an old record shop, who'd know everything in the history of music. Side note. But Joel, I was sitting it was the last interview of probably a 2-3 interview process, and they were going to hire me. They didn't just want to hire me; they were desperate to hire me. Long story, but I said to him, I really had a heart-to-heart with him, and you call it authenticity. You mentioned this earlier today. Two things: authenticity, very powerful when someone's authentic, they connect, and truth, someone who tells the truth. And these are the kind of things we were discussing in the job interview. But I said to him heart to heart, and it's really out of the realms of standard HR these days, interview questions or answers. But he understood it. He understood I just lost an ice arena. He's from Chicago. People don't build ice arenas. $5 million ice arenas. He knows my story there. And oh goodness, look at you, Val, Bremerton Ice Arena. But Joel, I was sitting with him and I said, honestly, I said, I don't know if I can work right now physically. I'm too burned out. I'm too honest. I just bad financial times. And I didn't realize at the time I actually had PTSD, because there's such thing as PTSD in business. And Joel was, I'll never forget it. I'm sitting there in the interview room with Toyota. I said, Joel, I just got to be honest with you. I don't know if I can hack it here. Entry level sales, entry level out on the lot. And he said, because I feel really beat up. This is entry level. This is like going in as a server, when you've owned a $20 million restaurant. And I said, I'm feeling beat up. It's hard to get my mind back in the game. I've been turned down for jobs. Just it was a tough job market. It's actually and won't go into the era, won't go into politics. But I sat there and I said, I don't know if I can get over this ice arena thing, because I lost everything I had, and it just about destroyed my family. And he looked at me. Here we go, Val, right? He looked at me, because it applies to this show. It applies to this show. I remember it to this day because it changed my life. He said, Greg, do you know anybody in the world that's been murdered? Like, say, the top 2 in history. And I sat seriously. I said, well, Jesus for sure. Probably JFK. Whatever. Good enough example. And he took me aside. Seriously, I'll never forget this, Val. And he took me aside and said, Greg, if guys like Jesus and JFK, nice guys like that, were murdered, and now I add one more name, Charlie Kirk. If guys like that were murdered, what chance do regular guys like you and me have, Greg? What chance? So know that going in. Come to work for us. We don't have any management openings right this second, but we'll find one. But that, as you can tell, that changed my life. And I say right now, nous sommes Charlie. We are Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. Meaning, anything in the world positive about the younger generation, squared away people, guys who are articulate, love to debate both sides of the argument, all this stuff, that was Charlie Kirk. And many years ago, it was actually 3 attacks on Charlie Hebdo. We talked about this last week in Paris, Charlie Hebdo, 2011, 2015, and 2016. In 2015, the CEO of Charlie Hebdo, I don't have his name, was murdered. And so at the time, what circulated around the world was Je suis Charlie. And a correction to that, it's spelled Charlie, just like Charlie Kirk, Je suis Charlie. I thought it was spelled Charly last time, so I'm even correcting myself here. But so Je suis Charlie means that's what we're here for. The show title was Nous sommes Charlie. We are Charlie. You will see a change in the entire world and the universe here moving forward. There's going to be BC before Charlie and after Charlie. But that will be, honestly, that will be hopefully our next campfire chat, where we can get more people in. It was a very short week, short notice. We had some on my press release for this show. We had some very big names that were scheduled to come in. So perhaps this is just punting the ball to this time next week to a Secrets from the Inside campfire chat. Nous sommes Charlie, part 2. Part 2, and hopefully some very, very cool and influential guests. There's one. Actually, go to that photo. Yeah, that's impromptu. Very good, Val. This is Congressman, State Representative Andy Biggs. This is Andy Biggs, and the old guy on the left is Greg Meekin. But Andy Biggs is going to be the next governor of the state of Arizona. We desperately need it with the political nonsense that's going on these days. Arizona tried to turn into a blue state with 2 senators. 2 of the senators in the U.S. Senate in Arizona are Democrats. Unacceptable. And the governor, speaking politics, because this is just existential stuff for the country. And the governor we have in right now, Katie Hobbs, is a complete embarrassment, as are a lot of just Democrat mayors and Democrat Senate and Congress people out there. Okay, an embarrassment. And guys like Andy Biggs is going to fix that. or at least he's going to represent the people in Arizona that I think are 80% of the country that wants to just square away this nonsense. Keep our borders secure, watch, obviously, energy issues, security issues, home front issues, foreign issues. Andy Biggs is the kind of guy, side note, one of Greg's secrets here, Andy Biggs is considered one of the most libertarian congressmen in the U.S. Congress, meaning kind of a Ted Cruz type of guy, very libertarian. And he's going to make a fabulous governor. I'm going to do anything that I can to make sure that he's elected, especially with those two Democrat senators, Gallego and the astronaut. So again, we're going to see, I think, a turning point here, a turning point USA in the Andy Biggses of the world, and watch the midterm elections in 2026. I would really be concerned if I was a Democrat right now, because I'll go on record right now. I think you're going to get your asses whipped in elections. That's all I'm going to say. And if you do get your asses whipped in elections, don't cry to me, okay? Don't cry to me. Don't you protest. Don't you go to Dallas like today, Val. Another shootout in Dallas against ICE. Okay? This is the Democrat Party 2025. I put it in my book where I said, if you guys call us the alt-right or right wing, then guess what you are? And I mean every Democrat. They're grouping us into MAGA folks or Republicans, or they're grouping us. So I'm going to group them. They're all culpable and responsible if they voted, for example, for Kamala Harris. If they supported, for example, Joe Biden. They're all collectively responsible. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, violence. People forget our cities burned in 2016 because they were mad that Donald Trump got elected. Didn't do anything yet. Not even elected. You burned our cities. George Floyd, $3.5 billion worth of damage and 25 people killed. George Floyd riots. Okay, I don't want to hear it anymore. We had Charlie Kirk. We had Charlie Kirk out of nowhere at 31 years old taken from us. And now you're even trying to trash him and his wife? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I tell you what, I was so proud. I mean it too. Write it down, everybody. Fact check this, everybody. I was so proud how Republicans, I'm proud of my Republican Party right now, how they went about mourning Charlie Kirk. They had vigils. They had prayer vigils. And not $1 of violence, of city violence, nothing burned, no cars, no. I'm so proud of that. I guess that's how we mourn. And if that's the case, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of Erica Kirk forgiving the shooter, forgiving. So that said, I'm going to, and all of my dear Democrat friends and my Canadian liberal friends that just trash everybody and trash everything just for coming down an escalator, I'm putting you guys on notice and verbal notice that this is a different era right now. We have social media. We have shows like this one, Val. If it doesn't get on YouTube, it'll get on Facebook. If it doesn't, it'll get on 8 other platforms. If it doesn't get out, we'll get the Veterans Channel to intervene. You're not going to shut us up this time. You're going to be accountable this time. Accountable in terms of the law. We're not going to burn anything. We're not going to stamp up and down because we're mad and we just don't get our way. We don't get our way. So, by the way, everybody, I don't know how to remind everybody of this, but you guys lost an election. You lost it really bad. We won. Trump, I don't know if people realize that. Trump won. He won by a landslide, including the toss-up states. I just can't believe, including and including. I think I'm the only one who predicted this. He won the popular vote. So I don't know how to tell you guys, everybody, but the founding fathers said if you win elections convincingly, it's a republic, you get to run the place for 4 years. I mean, if you don't like it, go get yourself a good candidate, good message, and go win yourself an election. Have a Democrat in the White House in 2028. which will not happen. I'll go to Vegas right now. So I am really, really surprised that I had this rant, this monologue. But I've been
You
holding.
said two important things there: by law and by record. And
Yes.
also, I think the standard. I don't think the left had did the math beforehand when they see what's happening now around the world. There's a global unit that is just, it's igniting, and it's connecting people, but it all leads to Jesus. And
Absolutely.
so when that
Absolutely.
happens, when you die a martyr in this country, it
Yep.
is you are going to see it and feel it, and it is touching the heartbeat of
Yeah.
families across America, whether it's men or women or even children. But it has a life of its own, and it's
Right.
just continuing to grow and grow. And President Trump, to see so many from his administration that were there, it was 5 hours in Arizona where it was just all one way, one thing. And I felt there was a reset. I feel like there's a
Yes.
great reset that's coming out of the United States. And that is who we are. We are the shining city on a hill. And that is established. That light, you cannot put that light out, and it is felt. And I know that, when the left is touching that and they're feeling that heat and that light, there is no escape. So, with that being said, it's just going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And, dare we call it revival? You call it whatever you want, but it is a bright, bright light.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, just to talk Charlie Kirk just a little bit, the thing that was really different about him, other than what you're going to see all over YouTube and stuff, he invited in opposing points of view. He was looking for they're called lost lambs and lost coins. And so he was the master at doing that. And what was interesting, I think this is going to show very clearly in the next election or two in the United States. You say, okay, what happened? Okay, but how did it affect it? What are the numbers? What are the results? What's the solution, as I used to always say? And what you're going to find right now is it's going to be an amazing phenomenon. It's much like you're talking about. I do think, indeed, this is a tipping point. This is a turning point. But the commonality of Charlie was he was what they would label in the past a Bible thumper. Bible thumper. He's a Bible thumper. And I'm saying, hell yeah. Heck yeah. He's a Bible thumper. The interesting thing about Bible thumpers, this was in the old days when the left really tried to label people, and they labeled Christians as, well, he's a Bible thumper. Blah, 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 blah. You hear it all the time. And I'm saying, okay. And all they used to say, and this is the greatest lie in the history of mankind, Val, what they would say is, we don't mind people having Bibles and being Christians, but we just don't want it jammed down our throat. Rammed down our throat. Remember those? This is 60s,
Yeah.
70s, 80s. And I'm sitting saying, okay, so you're telling me, because if we said, hey, we don't mind people being progressives, liberals, let's just say the controversial issues, things like gun confiscation, the abortion issue, the trans issues, we talk trans, which is about 1% of the population or less. And you're telling us, we're just saying right now, hey, we don't mind people being different cultures, categories. My mom said, vive la différence, vive la différence. But we don't want this jammed down our throats, which, by the by, it has been. And if anyone questions that, you check out the 90%, 85 to 90% of the press are Democrats or liberals. They just are. It's a stat. And I feel like I've been jammed down my throat a whole bunch of things. Because, like, for example, I don't believe in men in women's bathrooms. That's my, excuse me, I'm getting passionate. That's my belief and that's my opinion. So don't jam it down my throat.
Right. It's also a safety issue.
Absolutely.
I want to ask a question there. So, do you think, though, it has something to do with standards? And do you think that perhaps in the past and where we're going to see a change, there are people that say, don't, like, I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you
Yes.
ground.
Yeah.
So, you want to call me a Bible thumper. You want to call me this. You want to call me that. Like, you sound silly. You
Right.
sound like, I mean, that's been used. It didn't work. Do you think that it really comes down to the individual and the resonance that they carry and how passionate they are with their own standards? Because I
Yeah.
see, a bulletproof type individual who's not afraid to come up, not
Yeah.
afraid of death, not afraid of the name calling, really not defined by factors of the left that want to
Right.
try and tell them who they are. But if you don't have that as a starting, as a place to start, as in you don't know yourself, who you are, your values, or you can be positioned or all of that, you probably should just stay out of the ring. It's not a place. It's more like it's grade one,
Uh,
and you have to be ready to carry it and show it and be it and do it. And if you can do that, then you've kind of earned your way into the ring. Is it a little bit like that?
yes. What I'm hearing from you in this, and hearing from almost everybody every day, is uh, what happens to what happens to I say regular folks, 1950s handshake folks, the silent majority, as I used to call them. I call them
Mhm.
60, probably 75% of the country. No one's listened to us for 10 years.
Right.
And what do we do? And we see a tragedy like Charlie and stuff, and then we still see them up to their old nonsense, the racism, that labeling thing. Hey, try and label Erica Kirk sometime as anything other than just an angel, and you've lost my vote. Now here's the deal, though. Here is the deal, and this is what I answer to everybody. I think the tide has turned, and this is what I hope. I really mean it. We have been so controlled and shouted down by I'm gonna go statistically minor issues, and they become the national stories, which you can see. If it bleeds, it leads, right, Val?
Hmm.
And I'm saying I think times are different now, and how do we see that practically? How times are different? Here's what I think, and here's what I think Charlie's total mission was in life. I think that the people that have been on the fence, I think there's a lot more disenfranchised Democrats than who will ever admit it publicly, Val. And these are technically the JFK Democrats, the common sense Democrats who I grew up with. There's a lot of them who are second guessing their decisions to trash the president and or Republicans or whatever label them. And I'm going to tell you, between centrist Democrats, write this down, Val, between centrist Democrats and people who have never voted again, you are going to see record numbers in the next couple of elections, mainly 2026 midterms. There are going to be people, and we know this already. There's people, I think, like the Bill Maher's, and those. I think they're going to take a shot, maybe think about voting for a Republican this time around, because they saw how crazy the last 10 years has been. So I think there are going to be record numbers of those. Charlie Kirk has already proven, and the Barron Trumps of the world, who advised his dad about Gen X's, they figured out that Ronald Reagan was right after all. It's the American voter, the individual. What Rush Limbaugh used to say: never underestimate the American voter, ladies and gentlemen. They're smarter than they let on. They're just too busy working and paying taxes and following the law. And I think we're going to see that, as I ranted earlier on, in elections coming up. And most importantly, I think we're going to see it in the dialogue and the culture in the country, in that, to me, that the hard left, all these guys, the Crockett's, the AOC, they're the peanut gallery now. Their opinions are irrelevant. far as the country's concerned, they're the peanut gallery. They're still jumping up and down, screaming, trying to get attention because they got no ideas, they got no policy, and they can't question the quantifiable track record. Quantifiable track record. There's either 20 million illegal immigrants or there's 0 crossings right now. 0. You can compare those numbers. You can compare other numbers, economy, blah, blah, blah. Look it up. But the folks that are, again, are trashing just because of, like, with Trump, I labeled it years ago. I said, most of the people that are true haters, true Trump haters, true MAGA haters, the majority of them, I believe, are what I say, have repressed personal jealousy or politically immature envy. Because no matter how much our Democrat friends yell and scream in Washington, I think they're secretly jealous because they don't have the numbers Donald Trump has. They can't control the Electoral College now. They can't believe he hasn't been impeached or canceled or worse. So they tried a couple of times to kill him. Okay, so I'm going to give the big back to you on that, Val. What I'm seeing, the net of all of this, there's a wave back. Let not your heart be troubled. If you like common sense and you love God and you love the 1950s handshake world, let not your heart be troubled, because I think there's change in the wind. I think there's change in the wind, and there's not nothing they can do about it. Back to you, Val.
So I just want to give a shout out to those that are watching online. Chris just wanted to comment this morning. He says, if Greg was talking about respect from CEO and celebrities for keeping a secret around 11:28, then you're live to the Veteran Channel on Roku. So we want to thank everyone who's watching online this morning.
Nice.
Roku, Apple, Prime. Wherever you watch your favorite channels, the Veteran Channel is now part of it. You can watch us live or on demand anytime you like. So that's
Read
from
that
Chris.
again for me. That's Chris Branham up in Wisconsin. Chris Branham is the genius voiceover guy. Chris Branham does the voiceovers for our intros, Secrets from the Inside radio show. And there's Val. Chris Branham, you are a rock star, dude. You're a rock star. This is a Gen X male, IT genius, voiceover genius. Helps us, honestly, Val, from a practical standpoint, really helps us behind the scenes with technology and remastering stuff, and it's just amazing. So read that again to me, though, because that was from Chris Branham, right?
Yes, if Greg was talking about respect from CEOs and celebrities for keeping a secret around 11:28, then you're live to the Veteran Channel on Roku.
Oh, dude, you see, he even put some panache in that. If Greg's such a tough guy, whatever, you're live. He was doing, actually, this is called, he was doing behind the scenes check of our networks, Val. So make sure it's going live. I didn't expect him to email into you, so thank you for that update. Super spy Chris. He's awesome. Chris Branham, Branam, Chris Branham. He's on Facebook. Back to you on that, Val. You've worked with Chris before. I don't want to keep plugging, but it's just, that's such a cool reach out.
Yes, yeah. Well, and that's important part about this network is we're here for the storm. We're here, we're not worried, and we're here for the long haul. And that's what this channel is all about. We are prepared for rapid deployments, for emergency broadcasts, and just to be that, that steady, calm voice for you, that center, that pure node for information. And I know for me, Greg, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, doing my dream job right here. And we're not going anywhere. So to all of the hands behind the scenes, there are many, and we don't want to forget about our friends in the sky, our space gladiators. They're up there too,
Ooh,
keeping
I like that.
keeping
Space
the stars
gladiators. I like that.
shining. Yeah, we salute all of you, and we want to thank you for watching, for joining, and for sharing, because sharing is caring. And don't forget, you can go on YouTube as well. Greg has a brand new article out. We haven't even promoted your new article. I was on your website the other day, just snooping around, looking for some breadcrumbs.
Sure.
But yeah, so you have a brand new article out. It's on your website, gregmeekin.com. I don't know if you want to go into that or just send
Which one?
our
Which
viewers
article?
there.
Got a couple up there.
New Some Charlie.
Oh,
Oh, maybe it's not brand new, but it did pop up this
yeah,
morning, just promoting the
that's actually
show.
a press release. There was a press release where
Press.
it's not so funny. That kind of described what our plans were for this show. What I
Okay.
will
So
say,
that's the
yeah.
homework recap. Yeah.
If you read through the press release, it says all the guests that were pending and scheduled.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow, blah blah. But New Some Charlie, I really wanted to timestamp that, and it was a week ago.
Yep.
Because it's something that is quote near and dear to my heart, and it's something we're going to, again, rain check wise. I really hope we have a follow up show, a part two on New Some Charlie. We are Charlie
Mhm.
next week. Everything
Yeah.
pending because the world is upside down and stuff. Thanks for bringing that up, though, Val. I had a couple out there. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to do. We're getting like crowding in on an hour and a half and stuff. If okay with you, I've been ranting today, but I'm going to start closing out the show.
Yeah.
And I'll do on my end. I'll just do my closeout and stuff. Feel free, honestly, Val. When people hear what went on behind the scenes in both of our lives, in the 24 hours and 48 hours before this show, I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed that we aired it, that we were able to do exactly what we do, is deliver a radio show. It's going to be, as you know, do a full, beautiful wrap there on the platforms we're on and where we're going to be shared and replatformed, Val. But to everybody out there, I'm going to close out. I have about 500 more things to talk about, important stuff, but that's going to be a conversation for another day, right, Val? You know you've got a good product when there's way too much content available, and you just have to figure how you're going to whittle it down to the priorities, or the one or two things amongst a million. So we have so much content that's really pouring out of the rafters. We didn't even touch on a lot of our veteran guys. We got a huge network back there in DC, and we definitely aren't shortchanging them here because we pay tribute to them all the time. But I'm guessing, Val, that James McCormick has 1 million people, a reach of 1 million people plus,
Mhm.
of folks, boots on the ground, military, both enlisted and retired. So I'm guessing he's got 1 million, and I say plus because he's in touch with the White House all the time, and he's got people that his own SRF, stark raving fans. So I will finish off only saying there's so much that hasn't been covered. That this is the tip of the iceberg. That anything that you ever want to catch up on, folks, I speak directly to the listeners here, catch up on, is visit my YouTube channel. There's now over 1,800 videos, including the past 2 shows are already clipped up and posted. Val, put that up. My YouTube channel. I didn't know that I started a YouTube channel a couple of years ago before AI. I didn't know what the value of having an archive, literally an archive of virtually every clip and full show we've done. But now it makes sense to me because folks are now able to search it and find what they like. There's literally hundreds of videos and clips and stuff with you, with me, with Captain James McCormick, some of our other regulars. Sheriff Mark Lamb's just a legend on my YouTube channel. So that said, I'm going to finish up the show arbitrarily on my part, and then I'm going to leave it to Val for the wrap and extra and anything on your heart too, Val. Anything on your heart. But I'm going to wrap up once again the way I do all the time, and I did it this morning, and I know you did it this morning, Val, and that's this. Wake up in kindergarten every day. There's so much to learn and so little time. Ask Charlie. Because before you know it, you're in first grade. God bless everybody. Have a great day and week, and see you next week. Back to you, Val.
So our next show coming up, we will be talking about the touched on that today. We covered all kinds of things, but we really want to take a minute and give a shout out to our vets that are watching. And the Veteran Channel is featured on Apple TV, Amazon TV, Roku, of course, Greg Meekin's YouTube channel, Rumble, and Facebook pages, and dozens of other platforms. The Veteran Channel is produced by veterans for veterans, and we salute you. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. If you miss the show live, no worries. You can catch it on replay 24/7. We are recruiting actively, and vets, your mission starts now.
Welcome to Continue Mission Radio with Captain James McCormick. By veterans, for veterans. Guest hosts tonight are author Greg Meekin and Miss Val, our military radio gal. Continue Mission starts now.
You got me headed to the left, headed to the right, headed back and forth, but baby, it's alright. You got me going to the east, going to the west, going up and down, 'cause baby, you know best. All day, all night, running around, I'm never gonna stop because you never settle down. You got me shooting into space, flying at the sun. I'm never coming back 'cause